For many years, I've been depressed, unhappy, anxious, and in general, unhappy with life. I hated everything and everybody. I've had periods of extreme loneliness, and it didn't feel like I was making any kind of progress in my life. I hated myself, and I genuinely didn't have the drive to obtain any goal. And because of that, I smoked weed in my garden, wasting my time, spending my days just sitting there while it was raining, sitting in the darkness, watching entertainment content, and just letting my days pass by as I'm getting high. I had no friends at that point, because I cut everybody out of my life. I was hopeless. I was willing to do everything in order to feel like some sort of happiness, some sort of fulfillment, but I didn't find anything. I never understood why I wasn't winning. I was seeing one L after the other one, while everybody else who was around the same age of me was seeing some results, and it didn't help me. It didn't contribute towards me feeling better. It took me quite some time to learn about this one mindset that I'm going to discuss today, because it was a mindset that provided me a lot of leverage into changing my entire life, into reframing everything that I saw. And I want to share that with you all. Because if this was able to change me, somebody who used to lie in bed for an entire day watching Breaking Bad on Netflix with borrowed accounts or even stolen accounts, who would sit an entire day in darkness, who would sit outside in the garden smoking weed, would work one job, the other one, and then give up because he wasn't seeing progress, because he was insecure, because he was unhappy, because he couldn't manage his emotions, then you are able to do that as well, undoubtedly. But when I learned this, it was brutal. It was not fun. It was not nice because it made me have to come to terms with who I am in that moment. Because I had to change everything about myself. I had to change my beliefs. I had to change my perspective. I had to change the way that I spoke. I had to change the way that I presented myself. I had to change the perspective that I had of myself when I looked at myself in the mirror. I had to start from scratch again. But when I learned that nothing changes if I didn't change, it just felt like I was in control again. It was like I had full power of everything that was going to happen in my life. It felt like I was finally able to take control of everything that was happening that I was not happy with. Nothing changes if I didn't change first. It's how you present yourself to the world. It's how I was presenting myself to the world. It's how I viewed myself that impacted everything around me. I saw myself as somebody who smoked weed. I saw myself as somebody who watched porn. I saw myself as a video gamer. I saw myself as a loser. And so what did I get out of life? All the things that I said that I thought I was. I saw myself as somebody who was unable to get love. Somebody who was unable to attract a beautiful woman. I saw myself as somebody who didn't deserve anything. Of course I didn't deserve anything. Of course I wasn't winning. Of course I wasn't making progress. Of course I wasn't happy. Because how the hell was I viewing myself? So I had to get back to the drawing board. And I had to ask myself a couple of questions. What is it that I want to achieve? What is it that I want to be? And what do I have to do to get there? Who do I have to become? What does my desired and greatest self think of? What does he focus on? What does he love? What kind of people does he have around of him? What does he eat? How does he talk? How does he dress himself? How does he make his money? What are his beliefs? What are his core values? Because I knew that my strategy that I've had in that moment wasn't helping me. So I had to change. Because if I didn't change, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't be standing here passionately. I would still be in my room. This exact room, by the way. It was in this exact room where I stood here. No, not stood, where I lied in that corner, in a bed, in complete darkness, waking up in the morning, opening Instagram or watching Netflix shows back to back to back to back for an entire day. I would only get up to either go to the toilet or to eat food. And while I was there, either in the toilet or eating food in the kitchen, I was also binge watching shows. I didn't talk to anyone. I avoided everything. I didn't work a job. I was a fucking loser because I thought that I was a loser. Although I had dreams, I had aspirations, I had the desire to become somebody. I had the desire to become the greatest version of myself, but I couldn't get myself to get it done. And I hated everything about my life. Everything. And sometimes I'm still unhappy with where I am in life. But when I then reflect back on who I was before, then that's insane. Because I was having this conversation with my wife the other day. Like we were having dinner. And we were celebrating the recent wins that I've been having on YouTube. Like, yeah, I've gained 500 subscribers. I almost doubled my subscriber count in only 2 weeks. I've got a video that is around 10K views now as the time of recording this video. And it may be more when this video is released. And I told her, like, I came from being somebody who was a fucking absolute degenerate who wasn't doing anything with his life, who had dreams, who was talking, who was ambitious but lazy, to now being here to be able to celebrate these wins. And I was thinking back to all the brutal things that I had to do, all the pain that I had to go through, all the self-reflection that I did, all the times that I took action, realized that my skills weren't there, gave up, then wanted to go again because I didn't want to give up, to reframe my entire perspective, to reframe my entire mind. The amount of times that I've actually cried about, God, please help me. I just want to be normal. I just want to be a normal person. I want to see the results, but I wasn't seeing results. I was only experiencing pain. But it was not going to change. Nothing was going to change if I wasn't changing myself. Because if I stayed the same person that I was before, if I didn't see an urgency to change myself, then I would still be there, still in this room. This room is now a studio, it's my office, it's everything. To be in the same room as I was where I used to waste my time, to now be working instead of being a degenerate, doing drugs, watching shows, watching porn, playing video games, being by myself, to having a lovely marriage now, to have good people around me, to be quite a confident person when I'm talking to somebody instead of being insecure when I present myself. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. And I'm saying how crazy it is, but I know that currently I'm not properly realizing and materializing that. And this all didn't happen just randomly. Like, it didn't. And my wife even said, like, I cannot imagine you being a different person than you are right now. Because when I met you, you were just already like, just straight, head on, no distractions, no bullshit. You wanted to get it done. You don't seem like somebody who wastes time. And I can't imagine you being someone who was. Yet I was. And the thing is, what I've experienced, and that may be the exact same thing that you are experiencing right now. You feel afraid. You feel discomfort. You feel like you don't want to do it. Your mind is comfortable with everything that you are doing right now, but yet you are unhappy. And yet the comfort that you are in is making your life worse. Because I'm telling you, if you accept the discomfort, if you accept that you're not really that good as you are, as you think you are, and that's going to take brutal hard work for you to get there, that you will make it, that you will get there. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe in 5 years, 10 years. I'm 27 right now. 7 years have passed from that moment. It's now 2024. What is 7 years? I don't know maths. Like 2017? 2017. Like, damn. But there is a sense of discomfort. There is a sense of unhappiness in your life. And you have to take that on. You have to willingly accept it. You have to start small. Although you want to be the greatest version of yourself right away and you wish you can take on all the habits that you desire to have, no, there's still some fundamental aspects that you got to learn. And you have to learn them. And the only way that you will learn them is by taking action. By persevering, continuously persevering, falling, getting up, falling, getting up. Most likely you will cry. Often. Yeah. Accept that. It's part of your growth. You may be doing things that are not helping you. You may be surrounded by people you shouldn't be surrounding yourself with. And you're going to be lonely. Well, yeah, accept that. Because that's part of the journey. What doesn't help you needs to be discarded. What helps you needs to be kept. I had to take on full responsibility for everything that I was doing. Everything. Every decision I made. Every thought I had. Every time that I decided to give up, it's all me. It's not somebody else. It's not an experience that I was going through. It was not the Netflix. It was not the distractions. It was me who allowed myself to go into that. And that realization gives me so much power. I still do the same things that I did back then, today. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is the challenges that I face. But the same tactics, the same system still works. So I'm not going to change that system. And that system is to be brutally honest with myself. Whenever I make a mistake, it's me. Whenever I don't show up, it's me. Whenever I see that I don't have enough money on my bank account, it's me. I probably spent too much money this month. It's not because of this random bill, because at the end of the day, it's me who took on those responsibilities. Not somebody else. I make the decisions. I'm the king. I'm the ruler. I'm the leader. And right now, your life may be comfortable, but it's shit. Just like my life was. It was comfortable, but it was shit. And this brings me back to a story of when I wanted to be an artist. This was back in 2022, actually. I wanted to perform my music live. And so I signed up to an open mic. And there were around 100 people in that room. I had to perform my song in front of 100 people. So in order to ensure the success I was going to have in that moment, I was practicing my song for like 3 weeks straight. Like practicing everything. The whole song back to back to back. I spent hours doing that. I've signed up to that open mic. I got the chance to perform my song. And I even screwed up a part of my lyric and I felt so bad about myself. So bad. But still I accepted like the discomfort, the fear that I've had of standing in front of the stage. I remember standing on stage. I grabbed the mic and my leg was shaking. It was trembling. It was trembling so hard that I thought, I'm going to fall here. I'm going to fall on the side of my body. I'm just going to, I had noodle legs. I had so much adrenaline going inside of me. I wasn't even properly controlling my voice, but I still did it. And I wasn't able to do that if I didn't put myself in uncomfortable situations for so many times. And I still decide and promote to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. It's the only way that you grow. You have to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. When I stopped smoking weed, it was extremely uncomfortable because I knew what the consequences were going to be. I knew I was not going to be able to sleep. I knew I was going to have like cold sweats at night. I knew that my emotions would be all over the place. I knew that my mental health would kind of drop for a minute. For a long time, I didn't want to accept that. I didn't want to embrace that, but I still did it. I still took on like the fear of knowing that all these things are going to happen, and all those things happened. All of them. I still persevered. For like the first 6 months of quitting smoking weed, I had crazy dreams. I had a lot of cold sweats. I couldn't sleep properly, but I was still doing it. I still believed, I still persevered, I still took on that responsibility because I know that this is the only way that I'm going to get closer towards becoming the greatest version of myself. And you know, that mindset of persevering, deciding to persevere is now reflecting in even me recording YouTube videos. It's the 4th video that I'm recording today. And again, as I mentioned in other videos, I want to quit. Like, I just don't want to record these videos. Why? Because I'm uncomfortable. But I know 100% that if I persevere, that I will make progress. Somebody needs this message. Somebody needs to see me standing here and talking the way that I'm talking. And I know that because it has been proven. And it doesn't matter what my mind tells me. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. It doesn't matter what I'm feeling. It doesn't matter if I'm tired. I have to do what needs to be done. It is my responsibility. I have the control. I have the power to decide where this is going to go. And I say, yes, I'm going to take that challenge on. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to prove it. And I'm going to be the sacrifice. That's a responsibility that I took on. I have to make it happen. Just like you have to make it happen. You have to get up. You have to do that what is necessary in that moment for you to grow. If for you it's getting up out of bed on time, then start doing that. Habits are so crucial because they instill everything about you. How you handle a situation will reflect every area of your life. Your relationship, your money, the way you handle challenges, the way you show up at work, the way you talk to your colleagues, the way you talk to your business partners, everything. Last year, I was on a project, like a safety project, and somebody needed to take the lead. There was someone who needed to take the lead because the structure was all over the place. The person who was appointed to taking the lead wasn't doing a good job, and the organization was a mess. And I felt an urgency to take the lead. I didn't have to do that, but I saw something that needed to change. It was uncomfortable. I was like, no, I don't want to step over this person, but I said, fuck it. I have to do it because if I don't do it, then nothing is going to change. This situation is not going to change if I don't change myself first. So I took on that responsibility, took the lead, and eventually I was promoted to being the leader in that project. And I had an amazing time, and everybody acknowledged me. Even the person who had the lead before, he accepted it, and he was even happy with that what was happening. But I felt uncomfortable. I didn't want to do it, but I still did it. Somebody had to do it, and I felt an urgency to do that. And this is how the mindset, nothing changes if you don't change first, affects almost everything in your life. So I hope this video has been able to be of value for you, that my story could have provided you some insight, that this mindset can now change your life as well. I genuinely hope to see in the comment section, like maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe in a couple of years, to read your success story. It's finished with being a person who is not living up to his fullest potential. It's finished with being someone who doubts himself continuously and gives into the doubts, because you can doubt yourself. But there's a big difference between giving into it and not giving into it. There's still persevering, and that's what you have to do. That is the secret to success. You have to force yourself to get it done. If you don't force it to happen, it's not going to happen. There will never be a day where you will feel good. There will never be a day where you will be happy enough to get the work done. It would only happen after you have taken action, after you start seeing the results. And even then, when you start seeing the results, like I've doubled my subscriber count, and even still, I struggle with recording videos. So just because I've done that, just because I felt good about it, doesn't mean that it made the recording process easier. So let me know what you thought of this video. I hope to hear something of you. I hope to see a success story of you, of something you've experienced in the same line. Tell me what your worst experience was, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Remember that you are 100% responsible for the results in your life. Make the hard decision today, and I'll see you in the next one. All right? Bye-bye.